What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another review. This time we're taking a look at the 1943 Technicolor remake of Phantom of the Opera. Let's waste no time. Let's get right into it. Overall thoughts? I like the 1943 version of Phantom of the Opera. I don't think this is a perfect movie whatsoever. I think the silent version is a much better movie. But for what this movie has to offer, I thought it was pretty good. So let's waste no time. Let's get right into it. Let me get the positives out of the way first. First and foremost, the cast in this movie is well done. Claude Rains plays Henri Claudin, who is the Phantom of this movie, and I like the character of Eric Claudin. I like Claude Rains' performance in this movie. I thought Claude Rains did a fantastic job playing this aging violinist who is enamored with this young opera singer named Christine, to the point where he pretty much uses all his money to fund her vocal lessons. Unbeknownst to everyone else, it has pretty much put him in the poorhouse. So in the last-ditch effort, he tries to sell some of his music as a means to make money. Though due to a terrible misunderstanding and thinking that somebody was stealing the music for his own, one thing led to another. He ends up killing somebody, and as a result, Claudin gets his face disfigured, and that forces him to pretty much dwell underneath the Paris Opera House. I like all that stuff. I thought all that was really well handled, and Claude Rains, pretty much the first half of this movie focuses solely, acts more as an origin story as to how the Phantom became the Phantom, and I thought it was really well done. I enjoyed it a lot. Like I said before, like I had mentioned, I thought Claude Rains in the role was fantastic. I like seeing him as the aging yet very good-hearted Eric Claudin, and then when he gets his disfigurement, I like seeing him as the Phantom, which is Claudin, who is a man who has embraced his own madness in a way. And I thought Claude Rains did a fantastic job at playing the madness of the Phantom, yet still maintaining a little bit of a likability to him, and also giving the Phantom a little bit of a unique mystique. Even though we do know a lot about about Claudin, we don't know that much about him. And I like all that. I still like how there is some mystery to his character. And like I said, Claude Rains did a great job all throughout. As it pertains to the supporting cast, that includes Nelson Eddy, Susan Foster, and Edgar Barrier. I thought all three of them did really good jobs. Nelson Eddy, who plays the character Anatoly, I thought he was really good in the role. I like the chemistry that he has with Suzanne Foster, who plays Christine. Nelson Eddy's the baritone of the opera, while Christine is the ingenue of the opera. I thought they have really good on-screen chemistry with one another, and I like the romance that develops between them. Well, all the while, I also enjoy Edgar Barrier, who plays Raoul, who is another man who is fighting for the affections of Christine. And this is actually my favorite part of the movie, is the love triangle between Anatoly, Christine, and Raoul. It's not a triangle where the two men are like gonna cut each other's throats to get this one girl. The triangle is played as being innocent and almost as a friendly duel between the two. And that's actually what I enjoy about it. And not only that, I think the scenes between Anatoly and Raoul are downright hysterical. And I thought that Nelson Eddy and Edgar Barrier have really good on-screen comedic chemistry with one another when they're constantly trying to fight for Christine's affections, to the point where they say the same words at the same time. There's this running gag of them constantly trying to one-up one another. And I think it's actually, and it's my favorite part of the movie. It's some of the best. It's actually some of the best stuff in the movie, to be honest with you. I enjoyed that stuff a lot. So yeah, as it pertains to the three major supporting players, I thought they did their jobs really, really well, and the rest of the supporting cast is also good as well. And the overall story of this film, I also enjoyed too. It's a very simple story to follow. The production values of this film look absolutely beautiful. This is a fantastic movie in terms of its cinematography and its art direction and its overall direction by Arthur Lubin. This is a spectacular looking movie. The wardrobes look fantastic. The sets are elaborate and beautiful and well constructed. Like Universal went out of their way to make this movie look as legit as possible, and it shows on screen. Like, it really shows on screen. This has got to be one of the more, for a B monster movie, this movie feels like an A movie. That's how good this cinematography is. That's how good just the costume and wardrobe is. Like, they really went out of the way to make this feel like a pristine picture, and it really shows on screen, like I said. So in terms of its production, the production values of this movie, fantastic. Cinematography, top notch. Direction, really well done by Arthur Lubin. He does a really good job. The overall look of the underground catacombs where the Phantom has his lair, I like it. It has like this creepy gothic this creepy gothic feel to it, and it just has that sense of mystery and atmosphere. And I enjoyed it a lot. I wish we could have gotten more in the underground of the catacombs. We don't. Like, the last 5 minutes of the movie take place underneath, and I wish it would have happened 15 minutes earlier, or even 20 minutes earlier than it actually did. And this is where we get to my main gripes. This movie is more focused on being a musical than it is a horror movie. In some aspects, it's cool. In other aspects, it kind of brings the movie down. One of my biggest complaints is that the multiple scenes of the actual opera, of the actual operatic scenes, those scenes needed to be cut down a lot. It feels like 60% of the movie is just a musical, and the other 40% is the actual story progression. And I really think the overly long opera sequences bring the movie down a lot. Like, it really does, because it grinds the movie down to a halt, and it kind of creates this thing: are you more interested in creating a horror movie or a musical? It's like the Phantom of the Opera doesn't know what it wants to be. Doesn't know if it wants to be a horror or a musical or both. And I don't like that. And I mean, with all that being said, the opera scenes are well choreographed and well done, but they could have been trimmed down a lot, and I think the movie would have been all the better for it. That's just me personally. And yeah, that's I think there's one other thing. Oh yeah, and the ending of this movie is really rushed. Like, Christine and the Phantom, they finally meet face to face, and within a 5-minute span, the Phantom kidnaps Christine. Christine rips the mask off, and a recreation of the classic reveal of the Phantom. And the makeup look is very realistic, with half his face being burnt away by acid. It kind of gives it like a Batman Two-Face type of thing, which I like. But Raoul and Anatoly appear. They save Christine. They shoot the catacomb. They shoot Phantom's lair up where it caves in. The Phantom presumably dies. We have one last laugh, and then the movie just ends. Like, it happens within a 5-minute period, and I think this movie should have slowed it down a little bit. It's like it was trying to rush to the ending, and I think a lot of that has to do with the overly long opera scenes that could have been trimmed down exponentially, and all that time focused on that could have been given to the climax, which could have gone on for an extra 15 minutes, and you could have drawn out the horror and the suspense much more instead of rushing it. And those are my two biggest gripes to an overall really good movie. So yeah, with all that being said, I still enjoy The Phantom of the Opera. It's a good movie for what it is. I enjoyed it. At the end of the day, I'm going to give it a solid 7.5 out of 10. I do recommend it. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the 1943 version of Phantom of the Opera. Let me know yours in the comment sections down below. Like this video and subscribe, and I'll check you back next time for more.